Vikings. Warriors of the sea, they came from the cold north, sailing across oceans in wooden longships, striking fear into the hearts of kings and peasants alike. The Vikings. For nearly 300 years, these Norse warriors explored, raided, and traded across Europe, Asia, and even reached the shores of North America. This is their story. The Viking Age began around 793 AD, with a devastating raid on the monastery of Lindisfarne in England. The monks who lived there had never seen anything like it. Ships appeared from the mist, and warriors with axes and shields poured onto the shore. The Christian world was shocked. Who were these fierce people from the north? They came from Scandinavia, modern-day Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. The land was harsh, with long winters and rocky soil. Survival required strength, skill, and cunning. The Norse people developed a warrior culture built around honor, bravery, and the gods of Asgard. Odin, the All-Father; Thor, god of thunder; Freya, goddess of war and love. Their mythology was as fierce as their warriors. At the heart of Viking power was the Longship, a masterpiece of naval engineering. Sleek, fast, and able to sail in shallow waters, these ships could cross open oceans or navigate up rivers deep into enemy territory. A Viking fleet could appear without warning, strike hard, and vanish before any army could respond. No kingdom in Europe was safe. The Vikings were not just raiders. They were explorers and traders of extraordinary ambition. Leif Erikson, son of the famous Erik the Red, sailed west around the year 1000 AD and reached North America, nearly 500 years before Christopher Columbus. They settled Iceland and Greenland. They traveled east down the rivers of Russia to Constantinople and Baghdad, trading furs, amber, and slaves for silver and silk. Some Vikings settled permanently in the lands they once raided. The Normans of France were originally Norse raiders who were given land in exchange for peace. Their descendants would go on to conquer England in 1066, under William the Conqueror, forever changing the course of British history. Viking society was more complex than most people realize. They had a legal assembly called the Thing, where free men could vote on laws and settle disputes. Women had more rights than in most of Europe at the time. They could own property, request divorce, and run households while their husbands were away on raids or trading voyages. The warriors themselves were legendary. The Berserkers, fierce fighters said to enter a trance-like rage in battle, fighting without armor and seemingly feeling no pain. Whether this was reality or myth, the reputation alone was enough to terrify their enemies across Europe. But the Viking Age could not last forever. By the 11th century, Christianity had spread throughout Scandinavia, and the old warrior ways began to fade. Kingdoms in Europe grew stronger and better organized, making raids more difficult and costly. The last great Viking king, Harald Hardrada, was killed at the Battle of Stamford Bridge in 1066, often considered the end of the Viking Age. But the Vikings left an indelible mark on the world. They shaped the map of Europe, influenced the English language, founded cities that still exist today, and proved that human courage and curiosity could cross any ocean. Their legacy lives on in our stories, our cultures, and our imagination. This is History Nook. Subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shaped our world.